What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday. It is my first water cooler of the season. And if y'all remember, well, some of you were here last year, some of you were not here last year. Last year, I created water coolers, and if you were here, you know exactly what that means. I created water coolers when I just wasn't extremely interested in what was going on in house. I'm not gonna say that there's nothing of interest going on in the house. It's just more like I don't like a house where, or not that I don't like a house, but I get bored during times where one section of the house is kind of dominating the decision making, and it's not like a back and forth, like, okay, 1 week these people are in charge, the next week those people are in charge. So when that happens, I just throw in my little change up on my page. Some people like it, some people don't. It is what it is. Everybody likes what they like. Happy Friday, Luis, and hi, Tasha. So I'm just asking how everybody's week has been going. My week has been it's been a bad week. It's actually been a bad week. I was trying to think of something more positive to say, but it has not actually been a good week. However, it's not the worst week in the world. So I've had worse going on. So I'll just say it was a tough one, but I survived it. I'm still here. I'm taking a weekend trip. I have a couple of races that I'm doing this weekend. I'm doing back-to-back races. So am I ready for those? Not really. But I have never seen a start line and not cross the finish line. That's never happened to me before. Knock on wood, because I may be psyching myself up. I always say that. It's true, and I always say it, but who knows? Yeah, Quinn. I don't know. Quinn is one of the worst super fans that I've ever seen play this game. I like Quinn, but I don't like the way that Quinn plays the game. Quinn plays a poor Big Brother game. Maybe he was just excited when he was watching it at home, and he jumped in there and he was like, anyone can do Big Brother. And then he got in there, and then he's like, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of alliances and final twos, and I'm gonna tell all the secrets to everybody. And if I get a power, I'm just gonna let everybody know what the power is, and then I'm gonna manipulate them because I'm the best snake in the world. Quinn has been one of the most disappointing Big Brother players I've ever seen. He's one of the first super fans that I have ever really rooted for, because the other super fans, I'm like, I could do with or without you winning, but he was somebody who I had high hopes for, and he just doused all my hopes. And now we're in this Tucker-led house where Tucker's thoughts, feelings, and opinions in his mind is just, everybody just goes along with what he says because they know they can't beat him in anything. Hi Lisa, hi Cass. Tell everyone except his allies. Yeah, but anyways, I mean, I know that this is y'all are probably here for Big Brother, but I don't have that much to say about Big Brother, to be honest. Actually, I didn't open this because I had anything to say about Big Brother. I did watch I watched like half of Jolene's last video. I don't think I've ever watched a full Jolene video, honestly. But actually, I watched half of one of her videos. Not because it wasn't interesting, but just because I don't have the attention span to watch something for 2 hours. I can talk for 2 hours more than I can watch somebody's video for 2 hours. Thank you. It's going to be a short one. I'm just going from here to Massachusetts. which is about like a 3-hour trip. I'm a third of the way there. Got another couple of hours. My race is in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm upset because I wanted to leave hours ago. In a perfect world, I would have been able to leave at like noon and then get there about 3 o'clock, where I beat all the rush hour traffic, and then I get time to just decompress and relax before. Now it's just going to be a matter of just go eat and sleep and then get up and hit the trail, because it's like a Spartan trail kind of race, which you don't know what that is, but it's basically like some of these races, the terrain, running through the terrain is basically the bigger part of the race, if that makes any sense. Amtrak, you know what? I don't mind Amtrak. It's just that Amtrak is actually expensive. But in terms of a mode of travel, I wouldn't mind going on Amtrak. I wouldn't mind not driving. It's just, I don't know, I guess I have multiple different places to go, and I can't really go places without a car unless I'm going to rent a car, and the distance between here and there is not terribly far. Like it's somewhat far, but I've taken an 18-19 hour drive before. Not recently, but I did like an 18 to 19 hour drive by myself. I've done like 12-hour drives, 5-6 hours. I've driven to Montreal. I've driven to Michigan, Georgia. There was a time when I had more patience that I would make these trips often. Now when I can, even if it's like a 3-hour drive, I will usually take the 40 to 50 minute flight. But today I was like, I don't have any plans for that, so looks like I'm gonna hop in the car. Motion sickness. You know, I like being in the car significantly more when I'm not in New York. When I'm in New York, the car is not moving. We are just operating at a snail pace in New York. So it doesn't really feel like driving. It's just foot on the brakes, foot off the brakes for a little bit, foot on the brakes, foot off the brakes. And then there's people just zooming in and out of traffic. As soon as I cross over into like New Jersey, it's a whole different driving experience. Even though I don't like New Jersey, driving on the highway in New Jersey at least gets you somewhere. But the thing I don't like about driving in New Jersey is that if you don't know exactly where you're supposed to exit and you happen to miss an exit, good luck. Because then you got to drive another 20 minutes to get to the next exit. If you miss an exit in New York, it's like you miss the exit and then you drive another mile, get to the next exit, and you can still just turn around and get back on track in a few minutes, rather than having to make a whole U-turn, right? Not just that you have to go back in New Jersey, but you drive and then you have to turn around on that next exit, which is way, way far from the one that you missed. And then you come back and circle back around and get back on the highway. And you better not make the same mistake twice, because you have to go back to the exact same exit that you missed in the first place and not miss it to get where you're going. And then the rest stop situation is terrible also. But don't let any of my New Jersey friends see this, because they'll be like, at least we don't have all these streets and blocks that look the same. But I have been driving in New York since 2005, 2006 maybe. Was that 18 years? So I'm used to driving there. What is the same in Houston, Lewis? I want to go to Houston. Houston is one of the places that I always say that I want to go. Oh, I'm crossing into Connecticut, as a matter of fact. I'm in CT right now. Who's in CT? I don't get motion sickness. But you know what? I have a hard time with flying. Oh, the traffic. There's a lot of traffic in Houston. I have a couple of friends who live in Houston who tell me the same. So that means if I go to Houston, how am I going to get around? Should I get a bike? Is there a subway system in Houston? Trains? Because I'm impatient. If I can walk somewhere faster than my car is going to take me there, then I'm going to walk. Oh. Texas too damn hot. That's the other thing though. If I went to Texas, if I went to Houston or anywhere in Texas, I would have to go in the winter, because the only time that I ever enjoyed somewhere with really, really hot temperatures is when I went on a cruise 5 years ago. And the cruise took me to Bahamas. It took me to Cozumel, Mexico. It took me to Honduras, Cuba. I forgot there was one or two other places. But those places were fine for me only because I was at the beach when we were outside of the ship. So like being on the beach it's a different thing than just walking around on some hot sidewalk. But the first time I ever went to Atlanta was the first time I ever really remember being somewhere that was super hot. I went there in August. The first time I was there was like August 2010. And it was like 105, 110, something like that. And I was just dying. I would take a full shower, and then I would leave the hotel. As soon as I get out of the hotel, it was like that shower didn't matter, because I was just dripping in sweat from there. The only thing I would do outside is just like jump into the car and then jump into the building with the AC blasting, because I could not tolerate the heat. What is cool to you though? What is a cool temperature to you? How long is the race, and what's the longest race you've ever done? The race I'm doing tomorrow is 10K, which is like about, about 6 miles? Yeah, the race is about 6 miles. About 6 miles, I think that is. And the longest one I ever did was 13.1 miles. Somebody's trying to convince me to do another one of those. I don't know whether I'm going to do it. And when I finished that one, though, I said I was never going to do another one. But the thing is, with fitness challenges, I can never really say never, because that's one of my favorite hobbies. So, therefore, I might say no right in that moment. And then some time will go by. And then all of a sudden, I'll be like, you know what I haven't done in a while? A 13-mile run. And then I'll just get back to it. 50 degree? Nah. 50. I like cool temperatures. I like, let's say between 65 and like 75. That's probably my most ideal. 65 to 75. 50 is cold. I mean, I can survive in 50 degrees, but no, it's a little too cold for me. I am not that cold-blooded. I've never been to Costa Rica, but I would love to go there. One of these days. I'm passing by, why am I not thinking of the name right now? But the studio that has Karamo and the Steve Wilkos show and Maury show and the Maury show. Stamford, Connecticut, but I don't remember the name of the studio. No comments to some of the things I'm reading. Yeah, once I get to the Connecticut part of the drive, then the Connecticut or the New Jersey part, now we're talking a highway where you can actually move the car. But yeah, this is just a quick check-in. I hope everybody's weeks have gone well. Matter of fact, if all you did was make it to the end of the week, not everybody lived to. So that's the reason why, despite the fact that I did not have a good week, I'm like, hey, I'm still here to talk about it. Things can still change. There can still be an upswing. Things can be different. Tucker could lose the HO. Tucker could be back on the block and lose next week and make me happier. You know, lots of things could change. I could win the Powerball. No, I couldn't win the Powerball because I just don't participate really in the lottery. Once in a while I'll buy a scratch off, but that's about it for that. But yeah, if you're still here, there's always something that you can do to improve your situation. Some situations are harder than others. Some are harder to get out of than others. But difficult is not impossible. The worst place I've ever driven in? I mean, LA, California. Los Angeles, California by a mile. And I have driven in the heart of Chicago, which was crazy. And I live in New York City, which is also crazy. But neither of those compared to driving in LA, California. I feel like if my life ever brings me there again, which I don't know if it ever will, I don't have an itch to go to California again. But if I ever ended up in LA again, I don't know if I'd rent a car. I don't think I'd rent a car. Because the amount of places the amount that car cost me to rent compared to the amount of places the car took me. You know how they have, when you rent a car, they give you the option to prepay the gas. They were like, oh, you want prepaid gas? I was like, yeah, you know, because I'm not familiar with LA, so it's easier that way to prepay the gas. That was the biggest scam, because they knew that my car was barely going to move in LA. And parking is paid parking everywhere. Like, there's no free parking in that area. That car, my hotel was about 10 miles from the airport. My hotel, I picked my hotel because I was also traveling for a race then. I picked that hotel because it was like 5 to 6 miles from the LA Convention Center where the race was being held. So I was like, okay, I want to pick a place that's close by the hotel was 10 miles from the airport. It took me about an hour and a half to drive those 10 miles. And I was like, oh, this LA traffic is different. How do people live and drive in this and like work in this every day? I thought New York was bad. New York has nothing. New York has nothing on LA. And I hate to say it, but man, the homeless population over there, again, New York has nothing on LA. Sheesh. I mean, people who are from there told me that it got worse because of COVID, because when I went was 2021, which was after COVID started. But they just had tents pitched up on the sidewalks. They were just living in tents in the sidewalks. Every corner I was walking on, there was some kind of drug deal going on. Somebody standing there with a 40. It was just... I was like, it's the first place I ever went where I just really felt unsafe. I don't know why, but a lot of people are like, I'd be scared to live in New York. There are places that I've been in New York that I'm like, this is not the best area. And I haven't felt the most safe, but where I was in downtown LA, I didn't feel safe anywhere. I didn't even feel safe parking my car at night. People were standing outside the hotel looking at me like they were just clocking me coming in and clocking me coming out. It was a lot. And I went by myself. Jacob, it's Brooklyn. What's Brooklyn? I missed whatever it was that you said. I don't live in Brooklyn. Imagine when LA... Oh my God, I was reading something about that, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, I want to be as far away from LA as possible for the Olympics, because LA is... when I was in LA, it wasn't even during any kind of peak time. In LA, it was just like a regular September, and then so I can only imagine when those massive crowds are there. People who live there, like if I lived in LA during the Olympics, I would ask for 2 weeks off of work and I would go somewhere else. I would go somewhere else until the Olympics are over, because I can't handle that. San Francisco. Yeah, I've heard about a lot of things in San Francisco. Hi Shane. Tucker Goat. Get this comment out of here. Get this Tucker Goat comment out of here. He's the GOAT of what? Is he in your top 5? Is he in your top 5 Big Brother players ever? I mean, we can't even have that conversation unless he wins. So if your goal is to be entertained by stupid moves, he's the GOAT. He's one of the GOATs. He just happens to be so good at all the comps that it doesn't matter. Kind of jaggish. Kind of jaggish, if you ask me. Because Jag did not have a handle on the game. Jag was not good at the game, but nobody could beat Jag at it. Jag got the big players to take shots at each other. So certain people are sitting back and loving the fact that a Quinn and a Tucker are going against each other. And it's like, one of them is going to take the other out so we don't have to do it. So I know Tucker wants to be exciting and he's doing it for the camera. But that's not always the way to get the W, unless he pulls a tie from BB Can. Ty from BB Can was able to actually win the game just based on his competitions alone. But I'm thinking whether I should stop and get gas. I think I should. I now have like gas station PTSD from that guy yesterday. I mean, nobody saw that on this channel, but on my other channel, I spoke about how I gave this guy $25. He put 10 on the machine. I told him $25. He put 10 on the machine, and then when I went back in and told him that it stopped at 10, he was like, "You gave me 10." Woo! I don't remember the last time I was that angry. All right. Most of the events were so spread out that it wasn't really bad. I've missed a bunch of this, so I needed to stretch my legs a little bit. Now I can look at some of these. You will be in California when me and you are on BB next year. Ugh. You should come to Chevron Houston Marathon mid-January. Normally, that's like a perfect run temperature, actually. I love running in like 40 degrees. I agree, man. He is the goat of stupidity. I don't know if you can hear me because I'm by the highway, so it's like super loud. I can't even hear myself. Super loud out here. Thinking, get myself a coffee. Yes. I don't know why I don't even drink coffee, but when I take road trips, for some reason I like getting coffee. Sometimes I get tired on the road. I'm not really tired right now, but all right, we put in a... Wait, what? That was less than I was expecting. Expect the unexpected, my car said. $18 filled the rest of the tank. Expect the unexpected. Oh, really? You're a Tucker fan? Oh, I didn't know that, Cass. Thank you for that information, because I would never have guessed. Okay, expect the unexpected. Yeah, it would be unexpected if I said that I was a Tucker fan. That would be unexpected. But I am definitely not. And that is definitely not going to change. Who do you think goes home? Unless Quinn wins veto, or if they have AI comp, I think Quinn goes home. Or, well, I guess Brooklyn, they're saying, is on the downslide. So it could be Brooklyn. I had one of those before. Those are not good. Nice. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. 138.
Okay. Thank you. All right, you too. It's like spider webs that I'm walking through. Oh, you heard the song? That means this video is about to get demonetized. At least it gives the option now to just block out that part. Because as soon as you hear any piece of a song, it's over. What if he becomes the most dominant player ever? These comments are just silly at this point. Blasphemous. Like, he already volunteered himself to go on the block twice. So apparently Connecticut is dusty. Connecticut is dusty. Ugh. Lisa, get that blasphemy off of my channel, please. Somebody delete that. Somebody with a wrench. Anyone who has a wrench must delete any of those comments. Otherwise, they will lose their wrench. I have spoken. Wrenches, you were warned. You know what? Now it's dark out. You were warned, wrenches. You were warned. Anyways, everybody, I'm about to hop off. But thanks for joining me for this water cooler. Who knows, I might stop back here later once I have more time, once I'm not driving, and then also once I have more time to review what's happening on the feeds, you know, once I get to my destination. And then, but we'll catch up regardless. Yeah, I'll be on here. I'll be on here at some point. If it's not tonight, I'll probably hop on here sometime tomorrow. And I'll talk to y'all later. Like, comment, subscribe.